How exactly do you wanna start this?
You can just that's a good question.
Do you want me to read this line?
If you want to. I was just something I literally just typed up out of the blue. But hey, yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Go ahead. Let's start off our show, Chris.
Okay. Welcome to the Monthly Mishap, an excuse to talk and recommend our favorite movies and TV shows. I am Chris. I'm here with Josh. Josh, how are you today?
I'm good. It's a nice day out. Nice chill. I'm relaxed. Ready for this. We've been kind of talking about it for a little while. But yeah, I'm excited. How did this start? Well, we started the whole concept of this started when you basically reached out to me and were like, "Hey, I enjoyed recording a podcast with you. Want to do a monthly podcast together?" And I was like, "Sure."
Yeah, that's basically what ended up happening. Like I thought we had a good rapport when we recorded for my other podcast, The Trash Station, and I was like, "Hey, you watch movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You wanna record a monthly podcast where we talk about movies and stuff instead of just talking about video games on the internet all the time?"
Yeah, I feel like that's mostly what happens especially in the circles I'm in. I'll just be like, yeah, I watched this movie, and like I usually get no feedback because most of the people don't really care too much about the movie part. But if I'm like, hey, I'm playing Death Stranding 2 or whatever, there's usually at least some conversation that comes from that. So it's like there's a lot of stuff I have to say about movies that I don't really get to express online, which I think this will fill that hole a little bit.
Right. And I don't know. I do kind of feel the same way. A lot of people don't. At least a lot of people that I talk to, because a lot of the online circles that I'm in are also video game related, not so much movie or anime related. And I watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of anime, and I'll be like, I just got this really cool DVD box set for this anime, and people are like, neat. Let's continue talking about blueprints or whatever.
The Switch 2. Yeah. I mean, I like talking about that stuff, and that's one of my favorite things to talk about. Obviously, it's one of my many hyperfixations is video games. But it's like, no, like I watch a lot of freaking movies. I think we watched like in not this month. It's been a little slower because we're kind of busy because it's summer, but. Last month, I think we watched like 40 movies or something. Like we watch movies consistently, like probably like a couple times a week or more, depending. So, yeah.
So I don't watch movies that much. Like not 40 a week, at least not normal.
Well, not a week,
not 40 a week.
Month.
A month.
That's a lot of movies.
That would be.
Yeah.
I would say I watch, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 10 a month on a pretty normal basis. But then a lot of the rest of my time watching stuff is, TV.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's a TV show, an anime, an animated show, whatever, something serialized.
Yeah.
Rather than just a 2-hour movie or 90-minute movie or whatever.
I think that's what happens for us too. Like, so we'll have shows we watch together a lot, like The Bear or something like that. But when we're in between a show and there's nothing really going on, we're just like, okay, what do you want to do tonight? Oh, let's watch a movie. We'll watch a movie and then kind of go do our own thing, or we'll play a game together or something like that in the evening times to wind down.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll watch like on the weekend or like don't have nothing to do and it's like a Sunday and we'll just veg out and watch like 3 or 4 movies, like occasionally, not all the time, but we do that. I'd say maybe once a month.
That's always great. My girlfriend, she does not like horror movies very much, and I love horror movies a lot. So
yeah,
oftentimes I get in a mood where I'm like, well, I just want to watch like this weird horror movie from the 80s that most people have never heard of, and she'll be like, well, I'm just going to go do my own thing while you do that. And I'm like, that's fine. I'll sit here on the couch with the cats and we'll watch some blood and gore and it'll be a good time.
Yeah, that's actually kind of funny because it's a little bit of the opposite with me and my partner. Like, I like horror movies. I just never really watched many of them growing up or like in my 20s or anything. So getting with my partner now and being with them, it's like, yeah, we're watching lots of horror movie, and I just became like a more of a horror movie fan than I've ever been in the last like 5 years because of this person in my life that loves horror movies too. So it's kind of nice to, you know, share that appreciation, you know?
Sweet. Yeah. Well, we wanted to start this out by talking about some of our favorite things.
Yeah.
Some of our favorite movies, series, kind of in general. And I guess I'll go first, and I want to briefly talk about Star Wars and how much Star Wars has impacted my life. I saw Star Wars for the first time with the special edition releases in 1997, as a lot of millennial kids did. I prefer these days to watch the original releases without all of the extra CGI and special effects that George Lucas decided to put into those movies back in the 90s. I still have an appreciation for them. I don't think they're as bad as people say they are, but the effects definitely haven't held up. They're pretty rough looking. Like Jabba, when Han Solo in New Hope like walks over Jabba's tail, he kind of like flashes up for a couple of frames and then flashes back down, and it's not a smooth motion at all. So it looks kind of shit.
Yeah.
But I also don't think those scenes are like as bad as people make them out to be. Like, they're fine.
They're fine. They feel like deleted scenes, like tossed in there, really, but they're fine. The thing I don't like about the special editions is just the clutter. It's like a lot of CGI clutter just to have stuff in it, and it's not good CGI. Obviously, it's like early 2000s looking, so it's like, or 90s looking, and it's like, this just doesn't look good, especially now. I mean, it didn't look great back then either, but even especially now, it just doesn't look good.
I mean, it looked fine when I was watching them on a VHS on a CRT TV, but anything looks fine watching it on a CRT, you know?
That little bit of blur.
Yep, little bit of blur just fucking obscures it enough that everything looks okay, but like watching them in high definition on a nice TV now, you know, I've got a great big, yes, not great big, but a nice 65-inch HD TV, 4K in the living room.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of, as most people do these days. And watching those on that does not look great.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I have also been a defender of episodes 1 through 3 since those movies came out, like all through the 2000s. I felt like, well, like the late 2000s into the 2010s, before Disney bought Star Wars, it really felt like I was this like sole survivor out here who was the only one defending the prequels. And I know I wasn't, you know, the only one, but I've never thought those movies were bad. Like, Jar Jar is, yeah, sure, he's a little annoying, but the Gungans themselves do add something to the story of episode 1, and like, the scripts aren't that great. So, like, Hayden Christensen's performance is a lot more to do with shitty script writing than him as an actor. So,
yeah,
I like those movies. I think they are actually really good movies, and people have seemed to come around on them more recently since the Disney trilogy has come out, as I will call them, because those movies are not good.
I'm kind of an 8 defender. I think 8 has good ideas. It might not be the best movie, but it has ideas that didn't really get followed through on. You know what I mean? On 8, but I have to agree though. The whole trilogy as like a package and a whole is just bad. I don't really like have the desire to rewatch them. I'll rewatch 1 through 6 at any point, you know, and be like, I'm a happy camper. I like the prequels as well. I think 2's a little rough, but I still like watching them. I still think they're fun. And that's kind of the point of watching Star Wars, is to have a fun and campy, somewhat campy, you know, sci-fi adventure, right? Like that's the point. And that's what they kind of accomplish, I think, you know.
I think some people take Star Wars way too seriously also.
Yeah, it's a kid's, like, when it comes down to it, it's like a family/kids movie, right? Like that all ages movie, you know.
Yeah, it was never meant to be like. Now, I mean, we could dig into like some of the extended universe stuff where like things actually get pretty dark that Disney has like gotten rid of at this point. And yeah, sure, there were plenty of adult novels and stories that happened in the extended universe, but like that's not what most people's experience with Star Wars is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the movies have always been a little campy, a little corny. You know, they're space operas. They're a western set in space.
Yeah.
They're not. They might as well be a spaghetti western. You know.
They're inspired by like samurai movies too, like the whole entire like the you know, Seven Samurai and stuff. Like it's focused on like the idea of it is like from back then, and it's kind of like he tried to modernize it with some sci-fi settings, but it has that same vibe, right? When you break it down.
Yep. Yeah, very much so. But I've been a huge Star Wars fan my entire life at this point. I have 2 Star Wars tattoos. I have the Rebel Alliance on my right arm. I have the Empire on my left arm. I have 4 Star Wars posters in this room.
Nice.
So you could say I'm a little bit of a fan. And it's probably what led me to like loving, you know, science fiction kind of in general and liking that genre. But yeah, I've played a lot of the Star Wars video games too, and like, yeah, there's some good stuff there. There's been a lot of good Star Wars video games. There's been some bad ones too, but Star Wars has always been great, and yeah, love it.
Yeah, I agree.
If I'm talking about, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I am a big Star Wars fan. I feel like I've fallen a little bit more out of love with Star Wars as they keep releasing new stuff, but I still like the like nostalgic old stuff. You know, like the first, like they said, 1 through 6 is great. And like some of the modern stuff's okay. I feel like when they started doing all these TV shows, it's like, okay, I can't keep up anymore. I can only pick so many things that I can, you know, follow all the storylines through. And then I chose the MCU, which I'll talk a little bit about my love for superhero stuff in a bit. But it's like I can't follow so many franchises when they have like 7 shows coming out every other year. You know, it's like it's a bit much.
I definitely feel the same exact way. They started just releasing far too much, and it was like I can't keep up. I don't have the energy for this. But you mentioned the MCU, so why don't you go ahead and talk about the MCU?
Sure. I like superhero movies. I feel like, I mean, they're big blockbuster, like crazy, like special effects movies. The thing I like about them is, you know, Spider-Man's like whole ethos, where like he's this kid that is trying his best, and he happens to have powers, and all he wants to do is save people and make things, you know, better in the world. Which I mean, no, it's such a basic concept. I've loved Spider-Man my whole life, so it's kind of how you are with Star Wars is kind of how I am with Spider-Man. Like I've always read the comics, I've always been following the TV shows, the animated shows, all the way through. And when they brought him to the MCU, I was so stoked, and those movies were great. But I just want to highlight like my favorite superhero movie and one of my favorite superhero franchises is the Spider-Verse movies. They're both just like so excellent.
Fantastic.
They're like some of my favorite movies ever. I feel like I've seen Into the Spider-Verse probably 10 times. Like it's one of those ones I could just put on, even, you know, like just not even paying attention to it, know what the scene is, and just kind of glance up while I'm playing a game on like a handheld or something. You know, it's like, it's just like a good background noise movie for me. It's one of my comfort movies, really. But yeah, like I still follow the MCU. I watch all those movies as they come out, for better and worse. Like sometimes I'm like, yeah, that one wasn't that great. But then some people are, sometimes there'll be a movie that comes out and everyone's like, this movie sucked. And I'm like, you know what? That was actually pretty fun. I had a good time with that one. You know, I'm pretty chill when I go into those movies, because I know that they can be uneven, and I know what I'm getting, so I kind of set my expectations like around like, okay, this is probably going to be, at least I'm going to enjoy my time, and maybe I won't watch this one again, but sometimes they'll surprise me. Like we watched Thunderbolts when it came out a few months ago, and I thought that was excellent. I thought that was probably the best movie they've made in a long time, and I'm like, okay, I'll rewatch this one because I had such a good time with it, you know? So I still like following that journey of all those movies coming out, even though I can accept that, hey, occasionally I'm going to have a stinker on my hands, but, you know, that's part of the fun of it, in my opinion, you know?
I just really wish that Warner Brothers and DC would get their shit together with what they're trying to do with their movies.
Yeah.
Because, like, I like the Marvel movies, don't get me wrong. Like, I've seen several of them. Like, I like Iron Man was great. The first two Iron Man movies were really good. Like, I like some of the Spider-Man movies. I've not seen all of them, so I can't speak to all of them. But, like, I've watched several of the MCU movies as they've come out, especially mostly in the early days, like what was the second Avengers movie called? I don't remember.
The second one,
was it Endgame?
That's the fourth one. Second one is Ultron, Age of Ultron.
Okay, so I saw Age of Ultron, and then I saw the first one with Thanos. I never saw the second one with Thanos.
Oh, the first one with Thanos is Infinity War. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I saw Infinity War, and, like, I've read those books.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, I know where this is going. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't really... I like the movie fine enough. I thought it was... like it was a good superhero movie, but I wasn't compelled to watch the other one, the second one afterwards, or really any of the movies in between. But I grew up watching, like, Batman the Animated Series, and watching Batman Beyond, and watching the Justice League, and reading those stories, and I've been really disappointed with how Warner Brothers has been treating, like, that whole franchise, and everything DC. Like, I would love for DC to be as big as what Marvel is right now, but it's like, well, we're just going to keep telling the same Batman stories over and over again. And it's like, well, that's fine. Like, I'm happy to watch Batman.
Yeah.
But I don't need to see his parents killed again.
Yeah.
Much like we don't need to see, you know, Uncle Ben killed again in Spider-Man.
Yeah, and
like,
that's like, you don't need to see the pearls drop in front of the theater, like, for the 50th time, right? Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm really, really looking forward to the Superman movie that's about to come out. I'm definitely gonna go see that in theaters, because, like, it looks like they're bringing in some of the more obscure characters. Mm-hmm. You know, Hawkgirl is not exactly the most mainstream character, but she's gonna be in the movie, and I'm excited about stuff like that, because, like,
they got, like, Guy Gardner in there and stuff like that too. I was like, okay, you know, they're, to me, I didn't read much of the DC comics. Like, really, I've probably only read, like, New 52 Batman and a few, like, here and there.
Still good stuff.
Still good stuff, yeah. It's entertaining, like the Court of Owls and all that. I feel like mostly what I've read for DC is Batman, unfortunately. So my extended universe knowledge is pretty slim for that side of things. But I trust James Gunn. Like, the Guardians movies, all three of them are, like, they're bangers. Like, they're amazing, you know?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, so, and then his Suicide Squad movie was actually really entertaining too. I don't know if you've seen it, but
I did. It was fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a good movie. Necessarily.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the solid 7 out of 10. Mm-hmm. I was not bored watching that movie at all.
Yeah. But I think from the trailers and everything for the new Superman, of course we'll talk about it on the next episode probably, is because I'm going to go see it opening night. We already have tickets for that, so we're going to go watch that. It might be the day after opening night, but might as well say opening night. But we have tickets, and we're going to go see Superman for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to go opening weekend, or if we're going to go, like, because sometimes we'll like to go to the theater at, like, you know, 3:00 on a Wednesday or 4:00 on a Wednesday, something like that, when there's, like, nobody there, because it's nice to just kind of not have to deal with people in the crowds and all of that, you know?
I agree. Yeah. We just did that with a movie I'll talk about when we talk about what we've been watching. Elio, or I think it's Elio. Mm-hmm. But I bought the tickets randomly in the middle of the day to do it that night, and then by the time we got there, it was like packed. I was like, damn it. I was trying to do the whole, let's just be like, spontaneous and go to movie night, whatever, and ended up in a theater full of kids, unfortunately. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It happens.
Yeah. So, you want to talk about one of your other favorites?
Yeah, I don't know how to segue out of talking about superhero movies.
Yeah.
I guess let's talk about Ghostbusters.
There you go. More blockbuster movies, right?
Absolutely. And Ghostbusters is kind of like, I'm using this as kind of this like catch-all thing. Like I really like a lot of these older, I don't want to say older, but I like a lot of comedy movies. Probably more so leaning towards older comedy movies from like the 80s, early 90s, a lot of the SNL kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And Ghostbusters is absolutely one of the most standout movies for me. Mm-hmm. I do remember watching a lot of the Ghostbusters cartoon when I was a kid, which like Ghostbusters is not exactly the most kid-friendly movie, It's a little frightening. Like, not that frightening, but maybe a little frightening for a 6 or 7 year old.
Yeah, when you're like a less than 10 years old, you're going to be like, this is a little creepy. Especially like at the end with the dogs and everything. Like, yeah. Pretty creepy.
But I think that movie has such a great cast, with Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, like, it's just so fucking good. And it's endlessly rewatchable.
Yeah.
It's just a fun fucking movie. I like to put it on basically every Halloween season, and I'll watch it again. Usually just the first one. The second one's still good. Some people don't like Ghostbusters 2 for whatever reason. It's fine. It's a perfectly fine movie.
Yeah.
It's maybe not quite as good as the first one, but yeah, I love that movie. Like, and comedies from that era, like I love Caddyshack, I love Groundhog Day, I love I'm drawing a blank because I'm not sitting in front of my shelf of fucking movies.
That's all good.
Wayne's World. Wayne's World is good, great. Yeah. Also,
yeah, Ghostbusters for me, like I didn't quite grow up with it, so it's one of those ones where like I saw it as a kid a couple times, and then like it was a good movie, and it's a good movie. It's just one I haven't watched a bunch of times. I've probably only seen it maybe like 4 times in my life, which seems like a low count for that movie. You know what I mean? Because it's such a cultural touchstone.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't tell you. I mean, probably 30 times at least. I've watched Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna turn down anybody putting it on. Like if someone put it on, I'd be like, okay, yeah, hell yeah, we're watching Ghostbusters tonight. Like I'd be down for it.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really why I put it on my list. Like I don't know if it's actually my favorite comedy, but it's definitely up there as one of them. And so like it's also kind of this touchstone where it was at this point where in the 90s, there were a bunch of movies that got released that were like on the verge of horror, but were kind of aimed at kids. So you had like this, you had Nightmare Before Christmas, you had Beetlejuice, you had like Casper, and I feel like growing up and watching all those movies consistently on VHS are kind of what led me to eventually loving horror movies, aside from being 10 years old, my mom showing me The Exorcist.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you're fine, right? It didn't mess you up, right?
We'll say no.
We'll say no. Okay. Man, you said Casper. That just like gives me the warm and fuzzies. That's a great movie. That's a classic.
It is. Yeah, I've not watched it for a really long time. I don't know how well it holds up. I've wanted to go back to it. Man, I had such a childhood crush on Christina Ricci in that movie.
I just watched a recent show, Yellow Jackets. She's in it. She's like in a modern show. She still does a good job. Like even to this day, she's a good actor. So, yeah.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's been in a lot of really, really good stuff.
All right. Well, let's go to something that I have good fond memories of. That's a little bit comedic. Clerks. I put Shaun of the Dead and Clerks on the same line here, but Clerks is the one I want to highlight mainly. This is like my high school favorite movie. This is the one where they say the F-bomb a bunch of times. They're talking about sucking dicks and stuff in this movie. All right, it's a little edgy for me as a kid. But I also worked at a gas station for many years, basically my whole entire high school time. So it's like I related to the character. I was like, oh yeah, I totally want to be Randall. He's so cool, back then. And then I'm like,
right.
But I'm probably a little bit more Dante, just complaining all the time, But the movie's just a classic. It's just really funny, and it's kind of like it has that just very classic feel where they didn't have a lot of money and they're trying to make something good for people,
Yeah, early Kevin Smith, those first 5 movies that he made I think they all hold up pretty well. Like maybe Chasing Amy is a little maybe doesn't hold up quite so well with its narrative.
It's iffy.
It's a little iffy. I don't think it's a bad movie, but yeah, it might be a little rough these days in terms of its the way it represents lesbians.
Yeah, and I think I watched it not that long ago, and I was like, what, the movie it really felt personal. Like it felt like he had been in that situation before, and I was like, okay, if I put myself in his shoes, I can see where he's coming from. It's still a little questionable, maybe, but I think it handles the subject matter okay, even in modern days. But
the other thing that he always says, and I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. Also, I didn't put him on my list. I don't know why, but he's done a bunch of those Q&As, and he's recorded a bunch of them, and I own a bunch of those also. And one of the things he's always said is that, like, all of the the kind of stuff that I don't remember the character's name.
Holden.
Who?
Is that Holden? That's Jason Lee's character, right? Holden McNeil.
Yeah. So Holden. Yeah. So all the stuff that Jason Lee's character says is supposed to be coming from like the idiot of the group. Like he's not supposed to be taken seriously. And so like all the stuff where he's like, well, all a lesbian wants is the serious deep dicking. Like it's not supposed to be like, well, that's the statement of the story. It's supposed to be like, well, it's obviously not the statement of the story because it's coming from the fucking idiot character.
Yeah, like
not Ben Affleck,
like an idiot, immature character in the story, right? Like he hasn't grown up and
exactly
like learned the proper way to speak about things, really, right? When it comes down to it,
yeah.
But yeah, I love Kevin Smith movies. Like I've watched pretty much all of them. I think the only one I haven't watched was Yoga Hosers, but
don't
yeah. I mean, I even like Tusk a little bit. Tusk isn't bad. Like it's a pretty good,
Tusk is fun.
Yeah, it's a good body horror movie, right? Like it's a little corny at spots, but I think he had a lot of fun making it, and you can kind of tell everyone's having fun in the movie. So it's one of those like, okay, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, the performances of so it's Justin Long and the other guy.
Michael.
What is his name?
Michael Parks.
Yeah.
Michael Parks, right?
Michael Parks. Yes, Michael Parks. Michael Parks just looks like he's having a blast that entire movie. He's just hamming it up, and it's so good.
Yeah,
it's a really, really fun movie.
The other movie he did with Michael Parks was Red State, and I love Red State. I think that's one of his best movies. Like generally, I know it's like super gritty drama, but like he pulled it off in that one. But yeah, he pulled that one off.
I think after Tusk, his movies have gone downhill like pretty severely. Like the Clerks 3 was pretty bad. If I'm being honest with you, and like you didn't like it?
No, I didn't like it. I tried. It's one of those things. Okay, so I was excited for it to come out, so I bought it on like YouTube. I was like, I'm buying it. I'm supporting Kevin Smith. Like I'm a stan. Watched the movie, and I was like, it was okay. Maybe I'm missing something.
We saw it in theater.
Yeah, you saw it in theater, and I was like, maybe I'm missing something. I'll rewatch it. So I watched it like that next week, and I was still like, yeah, it was fine. Like it was just kind of a letdown. Over all those years of him talking about the third one, it just didn't really live up to it for me.
No, it didn't. And then like Jay and Silent Bob Returns was also pretty bad. Yoga Hosers is not great. I own that on DVD because I'm an idiot.
It's not. Is it at least fun? That movie, or is it just bad?
No, it's just boring.
Just boring. Okay.
It's just boring and nonsensical, and like maybe if I was like really really high, I would enjoy it, but no, it's just not. It's just not good.
That sucks, but
I wish it was. Like I want the like living sausage movie to be kind of fun.
Yeah,
but it's just not.
I mean, it is what it is. At least we have those, like you said, the first like 4 or 5 movies there. We got like you said, Chasing Amy's all right. We got Clerks, we got Dogma, and like Mallrats. You know, they're good. They're fun. I can go back and watch those at any point. I will say they're pretty like important to me. Like for like growing up, there were movies that I really latched onto. So just that indie filmmaker vibe. I feel like I really like, and Kevin Smith has a personality. Listening to his podcast and like you said, his commentaries and stuff, it's like you kind of latch on even more to those movies because you kind of know the guy who made them, you know, which is pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah. He's so entertaining as a person.
Yeah.
That I can't help but be entertained by his movies also. So, but I probably wouldn't have come to him like as a person and like listened to his podcast or watched his, like I've seen him do his like live Q&As like 3 or 4 times. And that's because I've been a fan of his movies.
Right.
And a fan of like the other things that he does. He's great. But yeah.
Well, speaking of auteurs and great directors, you got one here on your list.
Yeah, so John Carpenter is probably my favorite horror movie director. Obviously most famous for The Thing and Halloween, both of which are absolutely fantastic and rank among my favorite movies of all time. Like Halloween is expertly crafted suspense, and The Thing is just some of the most intense creature effects that have ever been put to film in practical effects. Like they're just so good. Like the massive dog and like the guy's chest bursting open and,
like
and his hands getting bitten off and the head walking along on its own. Like, oh man, that movie's just absolutely fantastic, front to back. I love it so much. But then he's got so many other movies. Like I love Escape from New York. Like that's not a horror movie at all. It's just a dumb action movie starring Kurt Russell, and it's so much fun. Big Trouble in Little China is just a batshit wild movie where like sorcerers are real. Like it's insane. They Live is one of the most poignant commentaries on like consumerism in a film that you'll probably ever see. And you got that 5-minute scene in the middle of the movie where it's just the two guys beating the shit out of each other because one guy wants the other guy to put on the glasses. It's fucking great. And Prince of Darkness is such a strange movie where it's like the Catholic Church has been hiding this thing that's kind of like, it might be an alien, it might be Satan, they don't really know, but they've been hiding it in this church, and now they're getting like all these scientists to come and look at it to try and figure out why it's like suddenly coming back to life. It's a weird movie and it's so much fun.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen like almost all those movies. Is that bad? Like yeah, I just being honest, I just haven't, you know. So there's so much that I can discover. You can even recommend them to me if you want to at some point, because I haven't seen very many of them.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, John Carpenter he's just such a great filmmaker. And I really really love his movies. He has this one movie that late in his career called The Ward, which is not very good, but has some interesting ideas. Yeah, you should definitely check out some more John Carpenter at some point in time. But that's good to know that you've not, or not seen many of his movies.
Yeah, I love that.
That's an interesting tidbit.
I love The Thing. Like, I've seen The Thing. I've seen Halloween, obviously. You know, those two I've seen.
Yeah.
And then you started listing all the other movies. I've heard of the movies, but I just haven't seen them. Like, literally, those are the two movies I've seen out of all the ones you listed. So, that's a pretty big hole in my watching history, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, we're on the horror vibes. I like horror movies.
We are.
I like weird and unique ones that try to do something a little out there. One of my favorite movies is, I know this might be divisive for some, but I really like the movie Annihilation. I just feel like it's like a really good cosmic horror movie with like a lot of just really eerie and like kind of beautiful imagery in it. It just really like was like one of those movies that I saw in theaters and I was like, wow, that was something special. Have you even heard of the movie with Natalie Portman?
I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen it. I'm looking at I have not seen this.
Yeah,
I didn't know Natalie Portman was in this. I probably would have watched it had I known that she was in it.
But yeah, that was one of the ones that I latched onto when I watched it. It's one of the ones I revisit quite often, surprisingly, even though it's kind of like a trippy, like, are we alone type of like horror sci-fi movie. I thought it was really well done, and it's kind of like underrated in my book. I really like that movie. And then for horror, I like slasher movies a lot. I like Terrifier and Pearl and X. Those are all really fun. Just like, well, fun, creepy horror, like basically the most maniacal character you could ever see, slashing up some people. I love that. It's always a good time.
So it seems your taste in horror is a lot more modern than old school.
I would say so. I would say like most of the horror movies that I've really enjoyed have been in the last 10 to 15 years, which I know that's probably blasphemous for some people, but that's just what I've really liked and what I've seen the most of too. So I feel like that does color my taste quite a bit. I do like the Scream movies. I like Friday the 13th. I like Nightmare on Elm Street. I do like those movies. I like all the classics, you know, the ones you would say. I just lean more modern, I would say, for slashers.
That's fair. I kind of fell off watching modern horror for a while. I know there's been a lot of good stuff that's been released, you know, over the last 10 years or so. We've kind of been in like this horror renaissance, but I just never I've seen some stuff. Like I really like Possessor. And like Ready or Not I thought was really good.
That was fun. I like that one.
Yeah, that's a great slasher.
Yeah, it is.
Like just tons of gore for no reason, and even my girlfriend liked that movie. Like it was, and she doesn't, like I said, she doesn't really like horror. But that one is like, it's not so over the top that it's what's the way to put it? Like offensive.
Yeah.
You know? But it's just over the top enough to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's one of those like it's just, it feels like a blockbuster horror movie, right? There's like some horror elements to it. I feel it's in the same tier as I don't know if you've seen these Smile movies, Smile 1 and 2. Have you seen those or no?
If not,
those are like that. They're like, it's a big blockbuster movie vibe, but it has like that creepy horror element to it, which the whole thing in that one is there's this like disease that people get where they smile and they kind of just go crazy and like kill people or kill themselves, or you know, it's insane. So pretty cool movies too.
Cool.
But yeah, I like modern horror. I guess that would be like where I would lean, but I am open to watching any horror. So
cool. On a complete other side of the world, Master and Commander: Far Side of the World is absolutely one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm not huge on period dramas. I watch a lot of them because my girlfriend loves period dramas, so we watch a lot of stuff that takes place in like the Victorian era, the 1800s, stuff like that. And Master and Commander is, I think it's genuinely like just one of the best movies that's ever been made. It takes place entirely on this boat, and it stars Russell Crowe. It's got a bunch of other guys in it, like so many actors that you would recognize, like character actors and whatnot. I mean, you can look at the cast and just like Peter Benchley, the guy who played the fucking red guy in the Marvel movies. You know what I'm talking about?
The red guy. Which red guy?
Vision.
Oh,
Vision.
Damn. I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name right now, but I know.
Yeah, so like he's in there. One of the Hobbits is in that movie. I should have put Lord of the Rings on this fucking list, but
I thought about it too. Oh, his name's. I looked it up as Paul Bettany. That's the actor.
Paul Bettany. I was close. I said Peter Benchley. I was like the correct first letters.
Yeah, you were in the realm. Wrong. Yeah. Well, let's just say we both really like Lord of the Rings, right? Like, we both,
absolutely,
we both didn't put it on our list, but like, obviously, like those are epic movies. They're amazing. They're incredible, right?
Yes, yeah. We actually just went and saw late last year all 3 of the extended cuts of Lord of the Rings in theaters in back to back. So it was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours in the theater, watching the extended cuts on the big screen, and it was perfect. If you ever get a chance to do that, it's absolutely worth it. If I ever get a chance to do it again, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah,
because it's
one of those things where my partner hasn't seen those movies, and I'm like, we need to do that. We need to do it. We need to have like a weekend where we watch these or something. It just, the length of the movie is just what's turning them off. It's like, okay, it's over 4 hours. I'm like, no, it's like, imagine it's a long TV show. Like, it's a 4 hours worth of TV show, right? Reframe your mind maybe a little on that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Master and Commander is it's just a brilliant movie. So it's set in the 1800s. It's based on a series of novels. It's about a bunch of guys on a ship, and they're going after, they're part of the British Navy, and they're going after a French, I believe it's French, if I remember correctly, a French ship, who's been like plundering other ships across the like the African coast. And it's just a really, really good movie. It's a really good drama about people living on this ship for almost a year of their life.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one, but I know it's really well regarded. So it's, for me, for period piece movies, it's like I just have to be in the right mood for them. Like I like them. I mean, what's a recent one I watched? I guess Oppenheimer, but that's probably a year ago. But it's something like that. It's like I know I have to be in a certain mental space for like a period piece type movie, or I did
not see Oppenheimer.
I will say,
did you like it?
Oppenheimer's good. It's a really great movie. It's excellently made. It's very dense, though. You have to be ready for a lot of plot, a lot of characters, a lot of things going on at the same time. It really plays like a historical fiction novel as a movie. So, so it's like, it pretty much plays like you would imagine that being. It's like there's going to be a lot of exposition. There's going to be a lot of long, well done monologues, but a lot of those, got Robert Downey Jr. in there just being amazing. It's probably one of his best roles. And it like every person in there's like bringing their A game. So it's like a really great movie, but just be prepared for a long and dense movie,
Right. So when it comes to period pieces also, I actually I'm quite fond of Pride and Prejudice from 2005, which starred Keira Knightley. It's one of my girlfriend's favorite movies, and I've grown very fond of it over the years. It's just a bunch of people talking.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like,
there's nothing wrong with that,
It's just that.
It's like a good drama like that. It's so good. I'll just bring one up that's kind of like that. Parasite. I put that on my list here. Might as well just jump to that. Go ahead. This one's kind of like a lot. I mean, it's a Korean movie. It's all in Korean with subtitles. But that doesn't matter. It's just a really well done drama, and most of it is just interaction with people and having. I don't want to spoil too much for this movie, but it's a lot about classism, and like finding your way in the world through, trying to trick a rich family. I'll say that's about what the story's kind of about. Is like this kind of not well-to-do family tricking a rich family into basically becoming part of their world, and things go south. And a lot of that movie is a lot of talking and a lot of just really well done acting, So, yeah, that movie right there, that movie specifically, kind of like changed my worldview a little bit, which I feel like that's what the best movies do, right? They kind of make you think a little deeply about your role in society and your role in the world. And I feel like that movie really hammers that home. And that's an excellent movie. Have you seen that movie?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Korean movies.
Yeah.
So, that was actually going to be my next question was, have you watched a lot of Korean movies outside of like Parasite or some of the other big ones like Train to Busan or maybe The Host?
I've watched those. We watched, what was that? Minari. Is that a Korean movie? I know it has some Korean in it.
Minari.
We just watched.
Not familiar with that one.
I think that might be an American movie with like Korean characters. But it was good.
Okay.
It was a really good movie. But I'm open for any type of foreign film. I like foreign films. I just have to be in a particular mood usually when I'm scrolling through stuff. But if someone's like, "Hey, this one's a banger. Right. You need to watch it," I'll watch it. So.
Yeah, so there's this thing with Korean cinema in like the mid 2000s, which is a lot of what I've watched when it comes to Korean movies, where like my understanding of it was that like they don't have a large filmmaking like budget or scene. Mm-hmm. So a lot of their movies are for one, a little bit longer than most American movies, usually in like the 2-hour range or a little bit more, and also tend to be kind of a lot of genres mashed together into one film. So a lot of these movies will end up being like mostly a drama with some horror elements, but maybe a few jokes thrown in there also, so that everybody's kind of getting this thing at the same time. And so it's just a really weird, strange culture, the way that Korean movies have been made over the years. And I'm really, really big fan. It probably if I were to choose a country other than America that I like the most movies from, it would probably be Korea.
Nice. Mine's probably just America, but that's just from not watching much foreign stuff, to be honest.
Well, I said other than America.
Oh, you said other than America. Okay, I missed that line. My bad. But I don't know. I guess Japanese cinema, if you would count anime and like Ghibli and stuff like that, would you?
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I guess that would be my favorite foreign thing or media, external media. But I'm open. I'm open for suggestions for other stuff too. So.
All right. Well, speaking of Japan,
okay,
and anime, I'm a huge fan of anime. I think most people probably know that who know me and have listened to my other show. I tend to talk about anime on the Trash Station from time to time. But I want to talk about some of my favorite anime.
Okay.
Which I have not brought there. So I'm gonna bring a solid top 4 with a tentative, I don't know what my 5th favorite anime of all time is, but okay. I have a top 4 that's solidly pretty much locked down.
Okay.
And I want to know if you've seen any of these also.
Sounds good. Probably not, but let's see.
Okay, so Cowboy Bebop.
Okay, I've seen that.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's just the best. Bebop it's a space opera. Essentially, it's an episodic story about a bunch of this group of misfits who all get together, and they're bounty hunters. They try and go and catch criminals, and most of the time they fail. And it's just their adventures, and you get some deeper story about Spike and Jet and Faye and Ed the four main characters of this anime as it goes on along its 24 episode runtime, and it's fantastic from start to finish. I love it. I've loved it forever. I'm going to continue to love it. It is just the best thing.
Yeah, it's like probably one of the best things that exists that you can watch.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. It's a work of art for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex is my second favorite anime of all time. Are you familiar with Ghost in the Shell at all?
I'm familiar with it. They had episodes on like Toonami and stuff, so I've watched some here and there back in the day, but I never watched like the whole storyline or anything. So I know the vibes, like what the animation style looks like and what the setting is, but that's about it.
It's a cyberpunk police procedural.
Yeah.
As an anime. That's all it is. There is an overlaying story. So like, did you ever watch like CSI back in the day? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were kids. We grew up in the 90s and 2000s. We watched CSI growing up in CSI Miami.
With our parents or grandparents or whatever. It's just on all the time. Yep.
So over a season of CSI or NCIS, there would be an overarching story over those 24 episodes or 36 episodes, whichever they were at that point in time. But it would be like 3 or 4 episodes dealt with that overarching story, maybe 5. Yeah. And then the rest are just individual, like, Monster of the Week type stories. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what Ghost in the Shell is. To a T. It's nothing more than that.
Sounds fun though.
It's just a police procedural.
Yeah.
But set in this cyberpunk world where people have, their bodies have been augmented with machines and there's mechs and like Gundam type machines and all this crazy sci-fi stuff. It's great. And then on the complete flip side of that, Lucky Star is it's a slice of life anime, which slice of life essentially is just it's the genre itself is basically just taking a period from characters' life and just like exploring what they do on their day-to-day basis.
Right.
And this anime is just about these 4 girls and their time in high school.
So it's kind of like a coming of age, basically. That's the genre, pretty much. Or am I wrong there?
Kind of, but also kind of not, because the characters don't really evolve over the course of the story. They just kind of exist as they are, and they're just placed in like situations, and they talk. It's just a bunch of characters talking. I just really like it. It's just cute and it's fun.
Yeah,
and it's just fun to watch.
I looked up like when you were talking about it just to see what it looks like. I've seen this manga like on the shelves before, but I haven't seen the show.
Yeah.
And
then Full Metal Alchemist. This was on Toonami or Adult Swim, specifically the Brotherhood reanimation. So Full Metal Alchemist has 2 animations. The original animation that came out, which was releasing at the same time as the manga, and then I'm going to get her name, the creator's name. Give me just 1 second.
I've watched Full Metal Alchemist with my buddy Matt back in the day, early 20s. I was living with him. We were just, I was living in a spare bedroom, and he had that on constantly as we just like basically smoked out, So I've seen a lot of episodes higher than a kite, but hey, that I have good memories of that show because of hanging out with my friend, So
yeah. So Hiromu Arakawa, she's just an absolutely fantastic illustrator, fantastic storyteller. So while the first series was going on while she was still writing the manga, and then Brotherhood is the manga adapted into anime basically without any question. Like it's almost 1-to-1.
Right.
And it's so good, man. Full Metal Alchemist is just so much fucking fun.
So when they did the new show, did they like reanimate everything, or is it like a Dragon Ball Z Kai thing where they just cut the filler out? Or is it more like a redone completely?
No, it's It's completely redone animation.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they reanimated the entire thing. And then number 5 is hard. Picking a 5th favorite anime is fucking impossible. So I'm just gonna name off a few names.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Z is an obvious one. It's a huge part of my fucking childhood. Hajime no Ippo, which I watched recently. It's a boxing anime. It's shonen anime distilled down into its most pure form, and it's just fantastic. Haikyuu, I absolutely loved. I watched that recently. Samurai Champloo, from the same guy that created Cowboy Bebop. It's just good. It's just fucking good. K-On! Is another slice of life anime about a bunch of high school girls who form a band and play K or J-pop. Good stuff. Fooly Cooly.
I like Fooly Cooly. Yeah, I'll watch that.
Yeah, Fooly Cooly's great. It's about like puberty, and it's 6 episodes about that. Kino's Journey is just weird and kind of I don't know how to explain that one without going deep. So we're not going to.
Okay, let's just leave it at you really like it. It's really cool and interesting and weird. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I could probably name more, but I'm not going to because, yeah, that's some of my favorite anime.
Nice. I've watched a few of those. I love Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Like you said, it's kind of just. I think we're perfectly in that era where it was like on TV and like it was coming out, and yeah, I looked for it. Like I would wait for, I don't know what day of the week it was, but let's just say it was Tuesdays. Like Tuesdays, I get to see what happens next in Cell Games, or whatever it was. So like back in the day growing up, Pokemon was good too. I mean, I like the Pokemon anime, at least the original first few seasons. That was fun as a kid. I don't know, I haven't watched it since then, but
yeah, I've not gone back and watched it.
Yeah,
I mean, like Yu-Gi-Oh's fun too.
Yeah, good times.
The Yu-Gi-Oh dub is really, really bad. Like the 4Kids animation dub of Yu-Gi-Oh is quite poor. Like that show actually gets pretty dark if you watch it with the original subtitles and everything.
I watched it dubbed, the 4Kids one, so I know how bad it could be. His friend, what's his friend's name? Joey, or I forget.
Yeah, Joey.
Joey, yeah.
That's Joey. He's got that New York accent. Hey,
so
I'm Joey.
Bad, so bad. But I was going to mention, you said the Cowboy Bebop creator, he has a new show, doesn't it? Or they have a new show, right? Lazarus. Have you heard of that? It's a brand new.
I have not watched that yet.
Yeah, I saw it on Max. It's on or HBO Max or HBO Go, whatever you want to say. HBO.
Whatever. Yeah. The last thing that I watched from them. So they had 2 other things that I've watched that were semi recently. One of them is Space Dandy, which is really fun, and then the other one is Carolyn Tuesday, which is just really sweet. That's on Netflix. That's about these 2 girls who form a band. And there's like a singing competition aspect to that show. It's really sweet. That's a really, really good show.
Well, maybe you'll get me into some anime through this process of doing this podcast. You probably will. I'm assuming.
We'll see.
Okay. Speaking of animation, I do have a list here for animation. Mine's more American. I do have Studio Ghibli on mine. I just kind of had to blanket. That's everything they make's amazing. I honestly haven't watched everything from Ghibli either. Like there's a few holes I'm missing in there, or ones I haven't seen since I was a kid, like Mononoke and stuff. I haven't seen since I was like a teen. So it's like if I watch it now, it'd basically be a new movie. You know what I mean?
Oh man, yeah. Let me tell you real quick. Over the last year, they were re-releasing theatrical releases of a lot of the Studio Ghibli films. So we went and saw Castle in the Sky in the theater. We went and saw Princess Mononoke in the theater, and we went and saw Kiki's Delivery Service in the theater.
Yeah,
and
just blew you away. Like seeing it like actually in the theater with the full screen experience, just absorbing
wonderful.
It. Yeah. We got to do that. I feel like they do that like almost every summer or every other summer. They do like a couple of re-releases in the theater. So I don't know. I think this year they're doing Porco Rosso, and then maybe it's Mononoke again. I can't remember. I saw it at the theater when I was there the other day. So
And Castle in the Sky is absolutely my favorite. I adore that movie so much.
My favorite one, like if you ask me right now, would be Spirited Away. I just think that's like that movie just
good.
It just blows me away. I feel like the animation is just so. I mean, that's any of these movies, but for some reason the animation it has that creepiness to it that just really sticks with you, and I just love that. And then it's beautiful too in spots. That's just a great movie.
Yes, it is.
Besides Ghibli, I have like some American movies, like 90s Disney. I mean, we grew up with it. I had to throw that in there. And it's kind of a thing that people know I really love the Goofy movie or a Goofy movie. Mm-hmm. It's one of those movies I would call a perfect movie because it's just like it's an hour and 20 minutes. It does what it needs to do. It's just really well done, really well animated. It's very heartfelt. And it just makes me feel good to watch. It's probably my most nostalgic movie ever, so it's one I could throw on and just have a good time with at any point. So I just had to mention it. But if it has a really nice animation and art style, I'm going to be like interested and gravitate towards a newer movie like that. That's just like,
right.
It's beautiful. It's nice to look at and it has a great storyline. I'm going to eat it up and I'm probably going to have a great time and think it's awesome. So, I have a preference for animation. Like I love anything that's animated. So,
sweet.
There's some like, of course, with anything, there's some exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, I'm going to have a good time with the animated movie. Yeah.
Yeah. I obviously love animation also.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Most of the animation that I watch really is, at least at this point, just anime. Like there are obviously Western shows that I liked. I watched all of Gravity Falls like a year and a half ago. And,
yeah, that's great.
Man, that was good stuff. It was real good stuff. But I definitely lean more towards the anime.
Yeah, I guess one of my favorite, like you said, Gravity Falls. I instantly thought Steven Universe. It's a very kids show, but I feel like my partner did not like it. I tried to make them watch it. They didn't like it. So I was like, we're not going to keep watching this if you don't like it. That's fine. I like it. Right. That's fine with me. But I just related to the characters in that. I just think it's a really well done show that talks about like loving who you love, sexual orientation, like without being like like directly in your face about it. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like a subtext more than the text of the show, right? So
Yeah.
And it's all about family and togetherness and and everybody has cool superpowers and stuff. Of course, that's going to be fun to watch. But yeah, I like that show a lot. That was one of those shows that really got me through some hard times in the last, like a few years ago, whenever I was going through hard times. So when you said Gravity Falls, that popped into my head as something that I really liked. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, did you watch Gumball? Was it Secret World of Gumball?
I've seen that's one that's like I caught episodes of, but yeah, it's good. It's fun, funny, good time.
Yeah, I've seen I've not like sat down and watched it through and through, but it's one of those where like it gets turned on when like a party's happening and it's just like on in the background and glancing at it. It's a good time. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I feel like Cartoon Network has like maybe the better like overall like shows next like Nicktoons and Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon had some good stuff like in 90s and 2000s, but I feel like Cartoon Network just like, no, we're just going to keep on making good stuff, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, 90s Nickelodeon, you had like Cat Dog, you had Rocket Power, you had Ren and Stimpy, Rocko's Modern Life. Like I still like we own the DVD box set for all of these.
Yeah, they're so good. Like, Invader Zim, Angry Beaver.
Oh, Invader Zim is so good.
I think you said Angry Beavers, but yeah, that's a good show too. That
Angry Beavers is great too. Yeah.
Well, we're talking about shows. I guess I could throw some of my favorite shows out here, and then we can maybe wrap up our favorites, unless you have some more things that pop to your head. But I like The Office. I know we talked about the fact that we both like The Office, but you like Parks and Rec more, right? That's what you're saying?
I do like Parks and Rec more.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about like the small government vibe and I don't know, just like Nick Offerman's great.
Aubrey Plaza.
I don't know. Aubrey Plaza, yeah. Parks and Rec is just, it's really fucking fun. Like, The Office is great. Don't get me wrong. I love both of those shows a lot, but I think I just prefer Parks and Rec just a little bit more. Just a hair.
Yeah, and I honestly thinking of like comedy shows. I think my favorite comedy show is Always Sunny, and that's on here. Always Sunny is just like, to me, it can be edgy just to be edgy on some of the episodes, sure, but I always come away from an episode at least laughing 4 or 5 times because I just think the characters are just that funny. I mean, and the show has some, commentary on, different things, everything basically at this point, since they're like on season 17 now or some craziness. But it's just one of those shows that when there's a new season, I got to catch it, got to watch all the episodes because it always makes me laugh. So had to mention that.
Right.
And then I like modern TV. I watch a lot of modern TV, so I'll just throw these out here. Severance, really cool show. The Bear, really cool show. And Game of Thrones. Like, I like Game of Thrones. I know people hate the ending. I have mixed feelings on the ending, but I think Game of Thrones is pretty hard to hate on because overall, if you like did the percentage of greatness to like kind of mid whatever the ending part, it's going to be like 90% greatness and 10% for that show. But yeah, those are some of my favorites.
Yeah, I didn't write down any of my favorite like TV shows.
Yeah.
I feel like probably most of what I watch is more on the anime side.
That's honest. That's fine. Like yeah. Well, I mean, if nobody knows our taste, you can kind of know that you like anime and lean that direction, and then maybe I lean more towards like random TV shows, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's not to say that I don't watch TV shows. I mean, like, there's plenty of sitcoms and shows that I've seen throughout the years. I don't know, maybe drawing a little bit of a blank at the moment of like what I've watched over the last 5 years that I really, really loved. But I don't know, rewatched like Seinfeld.
I mean, yeah, Seinfeld's good.
A couple years ago, and like, it's still a good time. Mm-hmm. So,
well, I mean, I can't think of anything else coming to your head like that you want to shout out here. People will figure out our opinions on what we like more as we do the show, but I thought
for sure.
Definitely thought this was a good idea when you brought this up, just to kind of get everybody like, okay, what kind of stuff do they like? I'll be honest with me, I'm gonna probably find something good in anything, even if it's kind of like not that good. I'll probably find the good in everything. That's just my personality and how I am in life. Like, if anybody's ever listened to any of the like Indie Quest or any of the things I've been on for video game stuff, I'm going to lean a little positive regardless. But you'll see. Honestly, I feel like people are going to hear me be more critical on the movie show than the video game show because of the volume of things that I watch. And the differences of things I watch, I feel like I take more risks with movies because if it's not the greatest movie, it's 2 hours. It's like, whatever. It's only 2 hours. It's not the biggest waste of time. I'm sure I'll find something I liked about it, but depends on the movie. But usually I find something I like about it, and okay, yeah, that was 2 hours. Oh well, maybe it was a dud, but maybe it was incredible or one of my favorite movies ever. You never know.
Yeah, I would say that I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm usually pretty forgiving. Like, there's been a lot of things where people, the kind of general consensus around them has been like, well, that was pretty trash, and I'm like, well, I liked it. Yeah. Like, so the Resident Evil TV show that came out not that long ago on Netflix. I think it was Netflix. Like, basically everybody hated it, and I'm a minor spoilers for the Resident Evil TV show if you haven't watched it, but like, there's a bunch of Wesker clones in that show. Like, how can you hate this? It's stupid. Resident Evil was never fucking like not stupid.
Yeah.
That just continued on with the stupid. It doesn't matter that it doesn't follow the plot of the video games. It doesn't matter that it doesn't follow the plot of those Paul W.S. Anderson movies. Like, it's its own thing. And I'm sad that it's not getting a second season because they left me off on a cliffhanger and I want to know what happens. There was a giant worm under the ground at the end of the season. I want to know what happens with the Resident Evil Tremors.
And you're never going to find out now just because people online hated it, right? Basically.
Yes.
The ratings were bad or whatever. That's honestly, if we didn't have the internet, I feel like everyone, I mean, obviously we wouldn't be doing the show and everything would be way different. But for movie opinions, like I wish there was a way we could just block out opinions on things on the internet. Sometimes it's like, because like people are just overly negative or take it too seriously. I feel like it's like, this is just, we're just doing this to, have a good time, like it's not the end of the world if that movie that everybody likes you didn't like, or vice versa if you like a movie that everybody hates, or whatever. You're like, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. So I don't know. I try to be positive most of the time. There's obviously always going to be things that I dislike, but I would rather not spend my time hating things. I'd rather spend my time enjoying things. So
okay, yeah. Oh, so I guess we can talk about what the show's going to be on like an average episode, since this is kind of like the intro. We're going to be doing like a what you've been watching, and then we do a recommendation after that. That's a surprise to the other person, right?
That's exactly the point. So I love that we're introing. Let's see. Let me get a timeline here. An hour and 15 minutes into this, we're giving an intro of what our thesis statement is.
Yeah.
Which is about exactly how I expected this to go, if I'm being honest with you.
Like the majority of it, would be just us talking.
Yeah, the majority of it would just be taken up by us talking about some of our favorite things rather than the things that we're currently watching or have been currently watching. But we can start getting into some of the things that we've been currently watching. And then at the end of the show, we'll recommend something to the other, and we will reconvene in a month and see what the other thought of the thing that we recommended them.
Yeah. Hopefully, usually it'll be a positive, but maybe there'll be something that I throw your way you hate, or the opposite, and then we get some heated discussion in there. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll see. It does not need to be a positive recommendation.
Yeah.
We'll see how things play out.
I feel like you're gonna throw me like a something pretty crazy. We'll find out. But well, what you been watching lately?
I've been watching a lot of Batman Beyond, if I'm being honest with you. So as I know you're aware, a couple of weeks ago I had a minor surgery and I was off work for a week. So I spent a lot of time just sitting on my couch or in a chair, just kind of not doing much of anything. And part of that time I spent just watching TV that I hadn't watched for a while building some models, because that's how I prefer to build models for Warhammer these days, is just sit down in front of the TV and put something on instead of being cooped up here in my office, where I paint everything and record this and all of that. So I have Batman Beyond on DVD. I had not watched it. Actually, my girlfriend bought Batman Beyond on DVD.
Nice.
And I had not watched more than like a few episodes of it here and there since she had purchased it years ago. I was like, well, I'm here. I want to watch something, but I want it to be something that's like, I don't have to pay attention to every second of it. And Batman, like Batman the Animated Series or Batman Beyond, is just perfect for exactly that. It's good to just put on in the background and you can watch it and you can kind of understand what's going on and look up and be like, oh, cool, Batman's fighting this villain.
Yeah.
And then go back to whatever you're doing also. And let me tell you, Batman Beyond is still so much fun, man. I love this show. It's so good. Yeah, so it starts, the first season starts, and Terry McGinnis's dad is part of the Wayne Powers Enterprises, and he has this coworker who figures out some secrets and is like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen to me, and gives him this disc. And so his father ends up, Terry's father, Terry becomes Batman.
Yeah,
he ends up getting murdered, and that's the catalyst for the entirety of the first season of this show. Is, somebody's father getting murdered, it makes another Batman,
basically.
And so,
I said, with that ethos, like, or with that story, it's always like a parent dies. Like, that's Dick Grayson's story too. Like, I feel like they do that a lot in Batman world. You know what I mean? The parents are dead, so let's avenge them by being a bat, right?
Yep. Being a bat, that's the way you got to do it. Although, I mean, Batgirl, Barbara Gordon's parents did die. Like,
Yep,
Commissioner Gordon did die. So, but so interesting thing about Batman Beyond, I don't think like the rest of the Justice League exists in this world, because Bruce Wayne's obviously old, and by the way, Bruce is still voiced by Kevin Conroy, who voiced Bruce in Batman the Animated Series and in the
Arkham games, like everything basically.
yeah. He's been the voice of Batman for forever, for anything that's not live action Batman. Still absolutely fantastic. But he never makes any mention of any of the extended characters outside of like Nightwing or Batgirl, or Robin. So you know that he had two Robins at least, but we never get like oh god, what's his name? Damian. So like Damian Wayne never existed in this world. I don't think like Superman or Green Arrow or the Lanterns or anything else, any of the other DC superheroes, I don't think they really exist in this world. Like, I think it's just a world where Batman existed and nobody else.
Yeah, I was kind of curious about that, because I thought when they had the animated series, they like did like Justice League and all those, like spinning off of that. This is a continuation of Arkham, but it's almost like a Earth 2 version where there's none of that ever happened. Is that kind of how it is, basically?
Right. That's what it feels like, because like I said, I mean, Batman, Bruce Wayne never says anything about any of those other characters existing, and you never see them in the show. Like, there's no episode where, like, you know, Green Arrow and Batman have like this side-by-side thing where they're both billionaires who end up becoming vigilantes who, you know, fight crime. They've had a bunch of comics where they work side by side and they show up in each other's stories. Like, you don't get an old Green Arrow showing up in this to come and, you know, just chat with Bruce Wayne for whatever. I do think that might be a little bit of a downside to this show, but it doesn't really affect it all that much. Like, it's still just fun Batman the Animated Series, but set in the future where people have laser guns instead of guns. Yeah. You know?
I have fun memories of this show. It's just I haven't watched it since it was like on like an animation block back in the day, like Saturday morning cartoons. Right. You know, that's the last time I've seen Batman Beyond. So,
it's still so good. So Terry's dad gets killed by what's this guy's name? Powers. Where Derek Powers is like the other CEO of the Wayne Powers Enterprises, and he's the one who has Terry's father killed. And Derek Powers becomes like the primary villain of the entirety of the first season. He becomes what is this guy's name? I have notes sitting here in front of me, and I'm trying to read them at the same time as I'm talking to you. Yeah, and I'm getting all mixed up and confused. God damn it! I don't have his character's name written down. Hang on, hold please.
I remember as a kid, just to fill air here, I went and saw Mask of the Phantasm in the theater, which is like a movie of Batman Beyond, and I remember scenes from that movie specifically just because it's like visually striking, of course, with Joker and everything. But yeah, that's a great movie.
Right.
Back in the day, it was kind of cool to see the animated series style like in the big screen when I was a kid. I was like super excited for that.
Yeah, I bet that would have been really cool. The only like show that I remember going to see a movie for was oh god, I'm drawing a blank on that one also. Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron, yep. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was a fun time. I feel like I don't know if
I
that show
remember-
would age well nowadays, or the movie.
No, that animation looks so shit. God damn.
There's a
Have you seen those 3D models these days?
Yeah.
They're like so blocky and smooth at the same time. They're gross.
yeah, and I always see the meme of what's his name, Carl going croissant or whatever. Yeah, I see that all the time.
Anyway, Powers, he becomes this villain called Blight, where he's basically a radioactive man. Mm-hmm. So he's spewing off radiation, and he's like losing his skin, and he's trying the whole storyline is like him trying to figure out how to reverse his like going crazy from this toxin that he's created, because he's creating bioweapons, and that's what like Terry's father was trying to stop him from doing, was creating bioweapons, and Powers gets infected by this bioweapon, and that's how he becomes this radioactive man called Blight. But during this entire first season, you get introduced to a bunch of the other Rogues Gallery also, and they're mostly new characters. So like Bane is still alive in this world, but he's like old and crippled and in a wheelchair, and like his assistant has somehow learned like the Bane venom and is selling venom, like that Bane venom, on the streets as a street drug. And so like there's a whole episode dedicated to that, where like the jocks are like juicing with Bane venom to be better at sports. And then there's a whole group of gangs called the Jokers, who are just like they dress kind of like the Joker with like the makeup and whatnot, but they're kind of just there for like anytime the story needs a random street gang,
right?
We're gonna throw the Jokers at them. Like that's the primary street gang, is these guys who just kind of dress like the Joker. But the Joker is dead at this point. He's dead and gone.
Right.
There's Ink, who is this she's like made out of tar, so she can kind of contort herself, and she's basically a liquid person, but her weakness is water, because if she gets mixed in with the water, then she like can't reform herself into a person. So that makes for like some interesting interactions where Terry has to like try and fight her, but try and get her near water to be able to neutralize her and stuff, because she's like a really tough villain. Spellbinder, who's just like this hypnotist, and there's there's one episode in the second season where Spellbinder hypnotizes Barbara Gordon and the rest of the police, and makes them think that Terry has killed somebody, and so Barbara Gordon is going to expose Terry as being Batman, and therefore expose Bruce as being Batman.
Right.
And so the world's greatest detective has to figure out why this is happening when Terry's saying he didn't kill this guy. Like he just knocked him out. And it's all because of this hallucination that Spellbinder's put on the police. Like, so much fun, man. It's so good.
You're making me want to watch the show. Like these all sound like banger episodes, every single one you brought up so far.
So there's another villain called Shriek, he just affects sound waves. He's figured out how to like manipulate sound waves. So he has this suit where he basically like pushes sound waves like out of his hands, and he's able to also like dampen all sound waves around him, which makes for like an interesting combat encounter where everything's completely silent except for like the things that he's doing, but like Terry can't hear, and you as the viewer can't hear when like something's coming flying at him or something's exploding behind Terry, and it makes it man, it's fucking fun. This show's just good, man. Yeah. It's just fucking good.
I'm glad it aged well. It's like, I feel like whenever we see things as kids, it's like the best thing ever. And then you're kind of wondering, is it good still? I'm happy that I know the animated series is good. Like I watched that probably in the last 10 years, but I haven't seen Batman Beyond. And it's like, since like I said, since it was like part of a block back in the day. So knowing that it actually ages well and it's that good even now just makes me happy.
Yeah, it's still really good. It gets pretty dark at times, like a little darker than you might think a kid's show would. Which like is fine as an adult, and I guess fine for a kid in the 90s also. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun rewatching this. I'm gonna finish watching because there were only 3 seasons of it, so I'm like most of the way through the second season right now. And then the third, so the second season had 24 episodes, and then the third season only is another block of 12. So I'm more than halfway through it. I'm gonna finish watching it, and yeah, it's been a really good time. It's a good thing to just put on in the background, or just sit down and actually watch. It's fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I guess, how many of these do you want to go through? That's my question. You want to do everything that's listed, or just do a few on these ones, on the what we've been watching?
Let's do a few.
Okay.
And we'll see how we're feeling after we do a few of the ones that we're like really excited to talk about.
Okay. Do you want me to go positive or negative right now? What do you think?
Let's roll a dice, because I'll leave things up to chance.
Okay.
Odds, it's positive.
Okay.
I rolled a 5.
Okay,
so
it's
go
positive. Okay. Let's see. Most of these are positive, so let's pick one. I'll do the top one. There's a movie called Honey Boy. It's a Shia LaBeouf. You know Shia LaBeouf, right? From like Holes and Even Stevens and all that, and the Transformers movies.
Just Do It.
Yeah. Yep, Just Do It. Yep. He made a movie about his life, and that's what Honey Boy is. So it's about him growing up as a child actor, and he plays his dad in the movie, which is pretty cool. And it's basically, this one really hit me like emotionally. It was really like hard to watch at times because his dad was basically what you would imagine, a kind of abusive father trying to get this kid to become famous so that he can pay the bills, pretty much. And I was really floored by the acting in it. I thought the kid actor, you don't really see very many good kid actors that are like, you know, believable or like really like feel like a real kid, you know, like.
Right.
And the kid in here was just like incredible. Like, it's probably one of the best child acting I've seen, but ironically for the story, I guess. But the whole message of the story and the whole like seeing his journey basically from a kid growing up in all this trauma and trying to come out better on the other side, it really stuck with me. And seeing kind of like clips like at the end, you know how they do a lot of times where they do like a biopic like this, they do clips and pictures of like what he really looked like and things, and I could tell that the movie was told through his perspective, but I feel like he had a pretty good view of what everything else surrounding himself was. I guess I don't know if I'm describing that well, but the story really captivated me and the acting was really well done. So I just really want to shout that one out as like just a really good, just kind of honest drama that I feel like people should check out.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
It's always kind of weird when a biopic comes out.
Yeah.
That's like while the person is still alive, you know?
This one was cool though because he wrote it, and I don't know if he directed it, but at least he wrote this.
Right.
No, I don't think he directed it, but he wrote the story and he's in it. So that's kind of maybe an even more interesting twist to the whole biopic thing, right?
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna compare this to something that's not like an actual biopic, but is also kind of a biopic. Have you watched much of F is for Family?
I haven't seen the show. No.
Okay, so F is for Family is Bill Burr, who is one of my favorite comedians, and it's an animated show where he's basically talking about his childhood growing up in the 70s, but he's playing the role of his father as like the voice actor, and like young Bill, who's the character in the show, was him as a child.
Nice. And
it's basically just him going through like all of the trauma and bullshit that he went through with like an abusive father. The show's fucking hilarious, and Bill Burr's really funny.
I mean, I like
he's
Bill
one
Burr.
of the funniest.
Yeah, Bill Burr's great. So I didn't even know it was his show, so it makes me interested in watching it now, actually. So
yeah, it's 100% his show. Like he's the showrunner. He's like the lead creative on it. Like it's his story. Man, that's so fun. That's a really, really good animated show. If you wanna, that one hits kind of hard in a lot of ways, kind of like BoJack Horseman does. I probably should have put BoJack on my list of favorite things because I really like BoJack Horseman a lot. That one's really good.
I haven't watched that all the way through. I watched like the first season and then I just kind of stopped watching. You know how you do sometimes. I should probably go back to it. Yeah.
That one, it gets rough to watch at times. Like that hits some serious emotional beats. It's something that's on the TV most of the time at this house.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to recommend Honey Boy. I just thought it was one of those ones where you think about it a little bit after, just because it was a really well done drama, and like the acting in it was just spectacular, and it puts you in a time and place, which I really appreciate. Yeah.
Cool. Another movie that puts you on a time and place is The Matrix 1 through 3.
Yeah. Are you a hater of 2 and 3? Because I know there's a lot of those out there.
No.
Yeah.
Those movies are fantastic. People who hate them are fucking insane. I don't understand. Like, those movies are great. I love the Matrix trilogy. I've not watched the fourth one yet. Like the new Matrix 4, whatever they called it. I don't remember what they called it. So I've not watched that one yet. But I got in a mood and I wanted to watch the Matrix trilogy again, because normally I just watch the first movie and then I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm fine. Like, the first movie I think is, I don't know, it might be the best one, it might not be the best one. They're all really good in their own ways.
Yep.
I assume that most people know what the Matrix is,
right?
But the first Matrix is very much like, it's kind of the Jesus story where, like, you know, Neo finds out that he's supposed to be the one that's supposed to save all of the people that are in Zion, and like he's within the Matrix, which is the computer program that the machines have, and the machines have taken over the world, and everybody knows what the story of the Matrix is. I don't need to go deep onto this, do I? Like, and like, that movie is a really, really good movie.
Yeah, the first
one.
And
then the Matrix, and then the Matrix 2 happens, and it just gets weird.
Yeah.
And I'm so here for it. Like, you start getting into, there were previous versions of the Matrix that you find out about, where like they basically created hell. Like, the machines created hell, and hell was not good enough to keep the humans in check, in line within the Matrix. Like, the human mind completely rejected it. Human mind completely rejected heaven. Like, and you have all these programs who are remnants of these other Matrixes from the past, which is like what the Merovingian is, what the ghosts are, what the vampires are.
Yeah.
And like, there's ghosts and vampires in the Matrix, and it's insane. Like, the ghost twins are some of the coolest fucking characters.
That whole like chase scene, like whole highway scene with them, it's just crazy.
Oh, it's so good. That's such a great scene. It's like 20 minutes of nonstop action. And then you have the third movie, which is just this the giant war between the machines and men, and like Neo trying to go and, you know, save people and do his thing, and then he has to fight Agent Smith, who's like, by the end of the third movie, Agent Smith has like taken over all of the Matrix.
Yeah.
He's basically inhabited every human, and Neo has to fight everything. Essentially, it's so stupid, and I love it so much.
It's another victim of everybody took it way too seriously. I mean, I know the first movie is kind of like, I think it's the best. I'll be honest, but
it is. But probably, but maybe, I don't know. 2's really good.
2's good too. Yeah, I have fun with these movies too. I think 3 is kind of, it gets a little bit shonen anime at the end there, I'll say, like, or like Dragon. It does. I think Dragon Ball Z like fights at the end, basically, almost.
Oh, it's a live action Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
at
almost.
That point. It's Goku versus Vegeta. It's Goku versus Cell. It's Goku versus Boo. Like, whichever one of the big fights you want to fucking choose. It's one of those. That's all it is, and it's ridiculous. Some of the CGI does not hold up super well. Like, so in the second movie, when you have the fight against like the 100 Agent Smiths at the same time, there's a few scenes in there where like, man, those 3D models do not look great.
Very
anymore.
rubbery is what I would say.
Yeah, they're very rubbery. But then there's so many other scenes where like the CG blends so well into everything, and you know there's a lot of the scenes with like the machines and whatnot where it's the scenes in the dark where they're able to hide the CG so much better still look really, really good. And so I watched The Matrix, the first one, back in 1999 when I was a 9 or 10-year-old child. We watched that on VHS, and I remember being so terrified at the scene where so all the agents have kidnapped Neo. Yeah, kidnapped Neo is probably the best way to put it. And they're interrogating him. And Neo's like, I want my phone call. I know my rights. And Agent Smith is like, what good is a phone call if you're unable to speak? And I remember being a kid and thinking, oh, well, they're just not going to let him talk on the phone. And then his mouth closes over and he's like, and it's like stretching and gooey. And it's like, oh, that is so fucking creepy, man.
Yeah, that movie just, there's so many good parts. That just, yeah, it's a classic for a reason, I would say.
Yeah. They're fun fucking movies. Like, fuck the haters. 2 and 3 are fun. They're good movies. And, 100% worth watching. I love all 3 of them. They're great. I don't know if the first one or the second one is actually my favorite. I think the first one is probably a little bit more competent as, like, an actual movie.
Yeah.
But the second one is a spectacle, and I love it.
It goes up its own ass a little bit, I feel like, as it goes through, but that's okay. Like, it's fine. It's still a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, it might go up its ass a little bit. It's fine.
It's still fine. Good. It's still good, though, and entertaining. Yeah.
It's very entertaining. And I did watch The Animatrix also. So I don't think The Animatrix quite held up as well as I remember it holding up. It's cool to see, like, all of these little sub stories that take place and don't deal directly with Neo, or any of like the main characters. Like, you don't really have Morpheus or Trinity, or even I think Naomi is in like one of them, if I remember correctly, because it's been a couple weeks since I watched it. But I think it's interesting to kind of show like these other characters and kind of see like other people's perspective of what's going on within the Matrix and like. And outside of the Matrix and other characters' stories, but I don't think it is quite as good as the 3 primary movies. So,
yeah, I watched the Animatrix, but it's been so long I don't remember a single shred of it. You know what I remember the most? That's like a sub story is that PS2 game. Which one is it? Enter the Matrix, right? With the I think it's Naomi and another character, and yeah.
Yeah, I never did play that. I've always meant to. I probably should. I bet I would love it because I love shitty PS2 games.
Dude, it's like the most early 2000s thing, or like maybe 2010-ish era, or even, not even that late. But yeah, let's just say early 2000s. Is I used to play Enter the Matrix while The Kill from the 30 Seconds to Mars, that album, whatever that album was, playing in the background, just blasting. So I have a very specific memory of that. So that's good times.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna check out that game at some point in the future for sure. I don't even own it, surprisingly. Like, I'm such a Matrix fan and I don't own the goddamn video game. You probably really need to rectify that.
You'd probably enjoy it just from like a you like kind of like janky games, you know, that's well known. So it's a little janky. You'd probably enjoy it, and it's Matrix, so why not?
Yeah. I'm sure I'll love it. I have no doubt.
All right. Well. All right. Yeah. You want me to jump into my negative one? My negative one?
Yeah, go
Okay.
Go ahead. Get some negative going on.
All right, so 2010 or 2009, somewhere around there, I fell in love with a game called Minecraft. They talked about making a movie for many years. They finally put one out, and it's terrible. It's probably the worst movie I've seen this year. I was very disappointed in it. Actually wasn't disappointed because I saw the trailers, and I already knew I wasn't going to probably enjoy it, but I was hopeful going in that I would at least ironically like it. You know, the bad movie that you kind of just like, okay, it's a bad movie, but I'm vibing with it. No, it's just, for one, it's not made for me. It's very kid focused. It's very, okay, let's make a bunch of catchy jingles with Jack Black and try to make this entertaining for kids, like, first.
Yeah. And
Jack Black does his voice, which I really hate it when he does like that. I'm Jack Black, and I'm talking like this the whole entire movie for no reason. He doesn't talk like that. Like, you know, he doesn't actually talk like that. And it makes it all his like quippy lines and things way more grating. Jason Momoa just sucks in it. He's just not good. He's not compelling at all. I like the idea of making the Minecraft world like pixely, like realistic, blocky. I thought that was cool. They did a good job with that idea and concept. But putting real people in there with really terrible blue screen or green screen, whatever, just didn't look good. Like, it literally looked like, have you ever seen like Spy Kids 3D or like Shark Boy and Lava Girl? Like either one of those, or no?
I mean, probably at some point fucking 20 years ago.
You know what I'm talking about, though, where it's like just really terrible CG where the people look really out of place with all the stuff around them. That's the whole movie. I will say there are a couple of good laughs in the movie, but it's not even inside the Minecraft like overworld. What happens is a villager escapes through a portal to the real world, and Jennifer Coolidge is there, from American Pie and all that. And she has a date with the villager, and that was pretty funny. I thought that was probably here's the adult joke in the movie, like they do for kids movies. And to me, that played well for me. But the rest of the movie, I just thought it had zero stakes. I just thought it was very uninteresting. I was actually legitimately bored throughout the movie. And by the end of it, I was like ready, to just like turn it off. Like, I probably should have turned it off, but I wanted to see it through because I was like, okay, I've already made it an hour plus into this movie. We're watching it, and it just didn't hit. And I was hopeful that it would be at least entertaining in that like ironic way, but it just wasn't.
Man, I'm honestly kind of surprised because like I've heard a lot of people were like, I pretty much knew from the trailers that I was gonna hate this movie if I ever fucking watched it.
Yeah,
but I've seen a lot of people being like, oh, it was surprisingly okay, and I'm surprised that you're over here the biggest Minecraft fan and being like, yeah, it was shit. I did not like this at all. And not being that like kind of mediocre. Oh, this is fine, I guess.
Yeah, and it's kind of like one of those things where you can tell it's written by committee. Like when they flash the writers up there, and there's 7 or 8 writers on the movie. They're trying to put too many ideas into one thing. Yep. A bit of a bummer, but it was one of those bummers that I kind of knew going in that I probably wasn't going to like it. I was hopeful that I would have like, okay, that was like a 2 out of 5, but it's like, it has 3 or 4 fun scenes, but it doesn't even have that. It just has the one thing I laughed at, which was the villager going at Jennifer Coolidge being Jennifer Coolidge, So yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm probably never going to watch this movie because I don't want to.
Yeah. I don't think you're missing anything on this one. I do wish, because the reason why I was hopeful is because it's the director of Napoleon Dynamite directed the movie. So I was like, maybe there would be some of that ironic Napoleon Dynamite energy in here, but no.
Oh, I would love a Napoleon Dynamite of the Minecraft movie. Like just a really dry fucking movie.
Yeah, they try to do a little bit of that, but I feel like it got smoothed over, just because of, they're trying to make a kids movie that sells toys, right? Pretty much.
Do you like Napoleon Dynamite?
Yes, I do. I love that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that movie is such a generational thing. Like, I don't think we're basically the same age.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone that's like...
I turned 35 this year, so...
Yep, I did too. Yeah. So we're basically the same age. We might as well be the same age.
Yeah.
I don't think people that are like 5 years older than us or 5 years younger than us like that movie. I think it's just this little block of us who are like, yeah, that movie's fucking great, and you guys just don't understand it.
Yeah, it's just like, there's like things nowadays for kids that I'm like what is that, Skibidi Toilet or something? Like, I watched that. I actually watched it on YouTube just to see what it was. And I don't get it. Like, okay, I guess that's funny, but you see kids like cracking up at it. So, you know, just everybody has their thing in their era, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Would that be like our Charlie the Unicorn?
Be like our Charlie, Charlie the Unicorn, or what? Like
Salad Fingers,
or something like that. I bet if you played that for a kid now, they'd be like, "What is this trash?" or whatever. Right. Actually, what it would be more like is that Badger Mushroom Song. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Because
that was never good. So
yeah. So I mean, it's kind of like that, or like Numa Numa or something. It's just a really cheesy song, the Skibidi song. So. But anyway,
Numa Numa, what a throwback! Hell yeah!
Yeah. I love that. I watched Numa Numa probably 1,000 times when I was a kid. I really loved it in high school.
Oh yeah, that was definitely so. When I was in high school, we had a library right across the street from the high school, and I used to go and. Well, library was actually technically part of the high school. My high school was 7 different buildings, so we had a whole campus. And after school, I would often go over to the library. There's a big computer lab downstairs where all the students could fuck around and do their homework and whatnot. I was not a good student because, I was a good student for part of the time I was in high school. I was not a good student for the later years of high school. We can get into that at a later point in time. That has nothing to do with this story, but I used to go there and like just watch YouTube for fucking hours at a time sometimes, and the school had like YouTube blocked, but at the time what you could do, and I don't know if this is still a thing that you can do, is you could go to proxy websites and then go through the proxy to go into, then that's how I played like a bunch of shit on Newgrounds and
albinoblacksheep.com. That's how I used to watch that at school,
stuff like that. Yep.
Good times. It's very specific nostalgia there.
Oh yeah.
All right. Do you go ahead.
Very specific nostalgia. I'll talk about a movie that I'm not nostalgic for, but is kind of nostalgic in a weird way. Have you ever heard of the movie Trancers?
The name rings a bell. I don't know much about the movie though.
Okay, so Trancers is one of the most insane science fiction movies from the 1980s. It is kind of like Blade Runner, if Blade Runner had a budget of like $1.5 million. Okay, so this is a series of 5 movies, all starring the same guy. Character's name is Jack Death. And he is a cop from the future who goes around and he kills trancers. What trancers are they are like people, he calls them squids. So people who have weak minds are squids. And you become tranced when somebody who has psychic powers takes control of your mind and makes you go crazy. So he's a guy who goes around and kills people who have been, who are either these telepaths,
right,
who take over other people's minds, or have taken, or he kills the people who have been tranced and have had their minds taken over. So, kind of Blade Runner, but with a budget of $1 million. He has to go back into the past because this guy that he's chasing after, he thought he killed him, but he actually didn't. That guy had transported his consciousness back into the past, back into the 1980s.
Whoa.
And he has to go back in time and kill this guy in the past so that guy doesn't kill the ancestors of like the modern world's government.
So it's like a time loop scenario there. Like you have to kill
Yep.
this person so he doesn't kill those people. That's cool. That's interesting.
Yep. So he has to go back into one of his ancestors, because the only way you can get your consciousness into somebody from the past is to go into one of your ancestors. And so he has to go back into this ancestor, and that ancestor had shacked up for the night with Helen Hunt.
Okay.
This is one of her first movies.
Yeah.
And so it's him and Helen Hunt running around 1980s Los Angeles trying to find these couple of people and stop this guy who is trying to, kill these people in the future. And it's just a weird, crazy science fiction movie that kind of makes sense and kind of doesn't. And it's just a fun fucking movie, man. I love this so much. And I love low budget bullshit like this.
Yeah. Just looking at I was kind of playing the trailer where we were talking. I can see how fun the movie is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the sequels to this movie are really bad, and I own 4 of them. So I own the first 4. I don't own the 5th one.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen the 5th one yet. I assume it's bad because 2, 3, and 4 are pretty bad. Like they get into like aliens and stuff in the later movies. Like it gets wild. Like who cares? But so like the guy that he's trying to chase down is a cop in the past. So he's like this future cop who's trying to kill a guy who's like a detective of the LAPD. So it's this really crazy dynamic where he's like, well, how do I stop all of the LAPD from killing me and killing these other people that I'm trying to protect while also trying to kill this guy who is part of the LAPD?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie. That's good science fiction. That's good low budget science fiction right there.
Yeah, it just has that the shoestring budget energy throughout the whole thing, which that's awesome. I love that. When did that movie come out? Or the first one?
Like 82, I think.
Okay.
Let's find out really quick.
Google Foo. Are you master?
Yeah. Oh shit, there's 8.
8 of them.
There's 8 Trancers movies. So 1985, May 22nd, 1985.
Nice.
I
did see the movie.
Oh no, there's
the first one is only an hour and 16 minutes long. It's a short movie.
Perfect. It does not need to be any longer.
Oh.
Trancers 6 came out in 2002.
I bet you want to watch
what the
that
hell?
now that you just found that out.
I do. I want to see what... And they brought Helen Hunt back for that one.
Damn. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Oh my god, I did not know that there was another one. I thought there was only 5. There's a Jack Death action figure. Oh man, I might need to buy that. Oh, it's a prototype. I might need to buy that. It was showed off in the Toy Fair in 2000. Unproduced. I've found fucking prototypes before. We can probably find this.
So specific.
Yeah.
Get on eBay, eBay and start trying to find one.
Yeah, it's probably going to cost me a few $100s. It's fine. I love this movie. It's great. It's such a dumb fucking premise, but it really feels like a response to Blade Runner in so many ways. But it's just so much its own thing at the same time. And I love Blade Runner. Undoubtedly one of the greatest sci-fi movies I've ever seen. Blade Runner 2049 is actually really good. Like, that's an amazing sequel to... Mm-hmm. Like, oftentimes when a sequel happens 30 years later, they're fucking terrible. Second Blade Runner movie is really good. Like, surprisingly good.
I like the original Blade Runner. I haven't seen any of the other ones, so...
Well, there's only two.
Yeah, well,
there's the original.
Yeah, 80, 19.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's
you know what I meant.
There's like 5 different cuts of the original
Yeah.
one, so
Yeah.
it depends on which cut of it you saw. That depends on like what movie you actually saw, because they are surprisingly different in. So like the way the director's cut is compared to theatrical, compared to like, what's the other one? The other big one. It's like, I don't remember what they called it. It doesn't matter, but they're surprisingly different in the way that they're like the film is structured.
I think that's might have been where my brain was thinking there was like 3 of them, because maybe that's the director's cut in the original or something. But it just could just be the way my brain remembered it, honestly. So, anyway, well, do you want me to? I could shout out another one real quick. Let's see.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, and then we can. I think we're good. We'll roll into the recommendations after that. I'm still trying to get the rhythm of the show here. Okay, awesome. All right. Yeah. I wanted to mention quickly. Oh, man, which one? There's a couple of good ones here. We watched the Twilight Saga. I'll just mention that quickly, and then I'll recommend a movie. But the Twilight Saga, it was okay. It was of the era. I think that the acting in it doesn't really. I don't know if it ever was good. But and there's some questionable like things that happen with one of the characters, Jacob. He's kind of creepy and like weird to the main character, and there's just some choices they make in the story where I'm like, okay. And then there's like a whole movie where it feels like not much really happens, and I feel like there's like no change in the status quo, and I'm just like, okay, that was a movie, I guess. But obviously Twilight is the sparkly vampire movie from the early 2000s, a big craze. I'm not mad I watched them. I think they're okay, but I don't think I have much interest in seeing them again. What's your
How many of those are there?
There's 5 of them.
There's 5? Jesus, fuck.
5, yeah. We watched all 5 in like a week and a half or something. So.
Okay, so I've seen the first one.
Yeah.
I believe I saw it in theaters, actually. Because a girl I was dating in high school was really loved those books. So we went to go see that in theaters, and I think I saw part of the second one, and I did not know that there were 5. I thought there were only 3.
There's a lot of stuff does happen, I'll say, but also like you can almost summarize the entire story in like 2 sentences. I feel like it's an okay series. Like I would give it like it's a middle of the road, worth watching for like the kind of like stilted acting and corny scenes and some of the bad CGI. It's kind of fun to watch for those reasons, and it just feels of like emo music of 2007. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like throughout the entire movie, you know?
I was far too goth and far too fucking out of the mainstream to have any give a shit about this sparkly vampire bullshit. Like
I hated it too growing up. I was like, what is this shit, you know? But
like,
I watched it.
Give me like this is around the time of like 30 Days of Night was coming out. Like I want the gritty, gory vampire movie about vampires in Alaska. You know, I don't want this sparkly vampire romance bullshit.
Yeah, I don't. You're not missing too much if you don't watch them, but they do have a little. They have their charm, I'll say. But I did want to recommend quickly the movie Friendship with Paul Rudd and what's his name from that, Tim Robinson, right? Tim Robinson, I think so. Yeah, I think You Should Leave guy. You know, have you seen I Think You Should Leave or no? No. He's a really funny comedic actor. It's just this movie is so bizarre. It's this guy who's just the most insufferable person you've ever met meets Paul Rudd, which he is the complete opposite. He's Paul Rudd being as charismatic as you've ever seen him be, and he basically takes him under his wing as his friend, and anything that could go wrong, it's like basically a horror movie for people who are introverted. It's like anything you think you're doing wrong in real life, this person does in the movie to Paul Rudd. Okay. So like shouting incoherent nonsense or just saying the wrong thing. It's just really uncomfortable. It's hard to recommend to most people, but it's one of those movies where it's like, it was kind of bizarre, but it was really funny at the same time and just kind of in your face. So It's one of those A24 movies where they had the script probably and we're like, yeah, let's do this with these actors because why not? Type of vibe.
Right.
But I had a good time watching it, but it's just weird. So, but if you guys are in for a weird time or just want to see some good comedy, it has some good one-liners in it and some good jokes too. So, definitely one that I had a good time watching recently.
All right.
Well, do you want to do our first recommendations here? So we're gonna recommend each other something, and then come back next episode and talk about it.
Yes. Yeah. So Josh, let me ask you a question before I offer up my recommendation to you. Mm-hmm. How much do you like Hong Kong cinema?
I like it.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that. I like it. I enjoy it when I've watched it.
Okay. So I love watching kung fu movies. I think they're great. There's a lot of reference to kung fu movies in the Matrix movies. You know, the Wachowskis have gone on record to say that there was, you know, a lot of influence from Hong Kong cinema in those movies. I'm also a big Quentin Tarantino fan. He's also said that he's a huge fan of Hong Kong cinema, and Kill Bill is basically a Hong Kong movie.
Love Kill Bill.
Made into an American film. And also, like, the Wu-Tang Clan is just one of the best rap groups of all time.
Yeah.
And obviously they had a huge influence from Hong Kong cinema as well. So, which actually, before I get into my actual recommendation, let me ask you a quick question. Did you ever watch the Wu-Tang Clan like serialized drama that was on, I think, HBO Max?
I haven't.
What was that called?
I'm not sure.
Hang on. Hold, please. It was called Wu-Tang: An American Saga. Mm-hmm. So this came out just a little bit after. It was on Hulu, actually. So it came out a little bit after, like, Straight Out of Compton came out. And it's, I think, 2 seasons? Was it 2 seasons? Let me double check here. Oh no, there was a 3rd season that I did not watch. Came out in 2023. Okay, so 2 seasons that I've seen of it, at least. And it's basically talking about like how the Wu-Tang Clan came up together.
Right.
You know, because a lot of them are related and whatnot. Grew up in Brooklyn or the Bronx and other places in New York City. Anyway, that's not what I'm recommending you. I'm going to send you these links because I'm recommending you 2 movies. Okay?
That's fine.
The first one is called Tai Chi Zero, and the second one, its direct sequel, is called Tai Chi Hero.
Okay.
I'm going to send you a link to these. They are both available on YouTube.
Okay, that works.
So long as you have YouTube Premium and are able to watch YouTube movies, which is why I asked you.
Okay, I was curious about that earlier. You're like, do you have YouTube Premium? I was like, yep. So, okay, I'll watch
and my response was just perfect. I really like these movies. I think they're a lot of fun, and I am interested to see what you're going to think of these movies.
Awesome. I'm excited to watch them. I'll probably start watching them pretty soon here. All right. Well, I don't know what else to say, but I'm excited about this. All right. I do have a recommendation for you, though. You ready?
Okay. I am ready.
I kind of went back and forth. There was one movie I wanted to recommend to you, but it is paid, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to make him pay for a movie. So I guess I maybe shelve it. Maybe it'll come to streaming eventually again. But anyway, I'm going to have you watch a season of TV Don't get scared. It's not It's not a long one. It is a modern TV show called The Bear. Have you seen The Bear?
I have not.
The first season is 3 hours and 20 minutes long. I looked it up, so it's not super long. You are basically in Chicago with the main character Carmi, and in the day in the life of him trying to bring back his brother passed away, and he takes over a sandwich shop, and basically he's trying to make it into a Michelin star restaurant. And that's basically his end goal. So the first season is him, just the start of that, and it is one of the best directed and best acted shows out there, and it's just one of the best shows, period, I feel like, and I would recommend it to anybody, and I think you'll have a good time watching it.
Okay. I have seen this memed for sure. So I'm looking at like the, whatchamacallit, like the key art, and I recognize this guy's face. So I've definitely seen memes of this guy. Probably seen some GIFs out there too.
Yeah. It's a show, like, I didn't know if I was going to like it, but once you watch an episode or two, I will recommend. I say try to watch the full season. If you watch a few episodes and you're not feeling it, that's fine. But try to watch the first season if you have the time and are interested. It has a slow build, but once you get to start learning the characters after a couple episodes, you really do get into it. Like you start to really love everybody in the show. And then season 4 comes out this I think it just came out. So I'll be talking about it next episode anyway. So I figured, hey, let's you can talk about how your experience with season 1 was, and I can talk about me watching season 4.
Okay. All right. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
So the recommendations for this episode are for me to watch The Bear and for you to watch Tai Chi Zero and Tai Chi Hero.
Okay. I'm down for it. Sounds good.
All right. I think that's going to do it.
Yeah, it's going to do it for the show.
An episode. Do you want to do like end of the episode
plugs, I guess?
Plugs. Places we can find each other on the internet.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to plug here is my Letterboxd, because why not, right? It's a movie show. So my Letterboxd is literally letterboxd.com/frantic. Easy. You can find me so easily.
You got in there early with the frantic.
Yeah.
I don't have a Letterboxd right now. I should probably make one, considering we're doing this show. I probably will at some point in time, and I might do that as a stream, and I'll sit down and I'll rate every movie that I own.
That would be fun.
Will take me fucking hours, because I have like over 1,000 DVDs. But
yeah, it's a cool little app. I've been using it consistently since 2018. So every movie I've watched since 2018 is on there with like kind of like a gut feeling rating, and then like maybe like a sentence or two of how I felt at the time. So it's not like set in stone star ratings. It's just kind of like what I'm feeling at the time. So if you're interested, check that out. You can find me on Bluesky at Josh Leslie as well.
You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/scotchandhobbies, and you can find my other podcast at the Trash Station.
I should mention my other
podcast places.
I should mention mine, right? IndieQuest. So
yeah,
those are both our video game podcasts, which people probably came from. But yeah.
Yep. So you can find us in those places, and we will reconvene in a month and talk about some stuff that we watched.
All right. See you guys then.
See ya.